Okay, welcome to a new episode of Nate's MMA Corner. I'm Nate, and if you watch my show, you're in my corner. Today's episode is post-fight show for UFC 273, as well as news updates on Cain Velasquez as of yesterday, according to MMA Junkie and other MMA news outlets, and my thoughts on that. So let's just kick things off on I guess a happy note. UFC 273 was a phenomenal pay-per-view, and to kick off the main card in the lightweight division, we had Mark Madsen defeat Vince Pichel, decision unanimous. This was pretty much a wrestling match. Mark Madsen out-wrestled him, and Vince is a talented MMA wrestler and all-around talented fighter, so this was a very impressive win for Mark Madsen. Then, so he won unanimous decision due to basically takedowns and outlanding strikes. Then in the women's strawweight division, we had Mackenzie Dern versus Tisha Torres. Dern won split decision. She did a little bit better on the grappling and landed some good significant strikes that worked in the judge's favor and got her the decision win. Tough, close fight. Good fight for both fighters. A good learning fight for Tisha Torres, despite the loss. And Mackenzie Dern, she rebounds after a loss with this big win against a top contender. Then in the welterweight division, we have Khamzat Chimaev defeat Gilbert Burns. Decision unanimous, 29-28 across the judges' scorecards. I had the first round for Khamzat and the third round for Khamzat, and then round 2 for Gilbert Burns. I think the judges got this perfectly right. When you look at the strikes landed, it pretty much lines up that way as well. Yeah, so due to strikes, and this was a fun fight to watch. Pretty exciting, edge of your seat, and it got fight of the night. And I can't really argue with that all that much. Then in the bantamweight division for the UFC bantamweight title to unify the belts, we had Aljamain Sterling, the UFC bantamweight champ, going in to defend against Petr Yan, the UFC interim bantamweight champ, and it was a split decision win for Aljamain Sterling. I had the first 3 rounds for Sterling and the last 2 for Yan, but I could see people arguing round 1 or 3 for Yan and then maybe round 5 for Sterling. So it gets wacky, but I went on Fight Metric and I looked at the stats, and I could see that Sterling won the first 3 rounds, essentially. I mean, I think 2 of them he outlanded him, and then round 3 Sterling did not outland Yan. He was off by 2 significant strikes, only 2, but he had the more dominant positions, which you also have to factor in. So I could see a scenario where he wins round 3. Then he unifies the belts and gets a second win over Yan, and a very impressive win in a hard-fought, close fight. Then in the main event for the UFC featherweight title, we had Alexander Volkanovski defeat Shang Tsung Jung. TKO punches round 4. This was pretty much a one-sided strike fest for Alexander, just outlanding and teeing off on Jung then pretty much the entire fight, and looked insanely impressive. Some were shouting early stoppage at the sports bar I was watching this at. I think it wouldn't have mattered. Volkanovski was in control the entire fight from the first minute onwards. There pretty much wasn't any spot where he was really in any trouble. I think Alexander's talking about potentially lightweight, going up to lightweight, but I want to see him stay at featherweight and defend that belt a few more times. I'm tired of these guys, after 1 or 2 or 3 title defenses, boom, going up to another weight class. Let's just see the guy try to break the record and break DJ's record of 11 consecutive title defenses. Why not? I want to see a UFC fighter get 12 consecutive title defenses. I want to see if it can happen. So I hope he doesn't do that and decide to stick with featherweight. There's my thoughts on that. And then, so now on to the Cain Velasquez news. As of yesterday, according to MMA Junkie and other MMA news outlets, Cain Velasquez issues first statement encouraging victims to come forward. Um, and then a new plea deal date has been set for May 6th. I think this could work in Cain's favor, or it could work against him in regards to what if the victims that come forward from the alleged um, uh, perpetrator, what if these alleged victims from the alleged perpetrator, what if they don't come forward, or what if they're just not good enough for his case? Then it just dragged this thing on and made him look worse. Or people come forward and Cain looks more likable in the courthouse in this situation. So who knows? Who knows what'll happen? Um, but nonetheless, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting how this plays out. Not in, I guess, a exciting like I'm going to go see a fun movie type exciting, but um, to see how it plays out. Um, I hope the best for Cain and his family, and yeah. So, anyways, that wraps up this episode, kind of a doubleheader. And stay tuned for my pre-fight for Luque versus Muhammad 2. Yeah, that's going to be a fun fight card. You got a lot of good fights on there, including the main event, two top welterweight contenders going at it. And yeah, just overall good card. And then, yeah, Jakar Closa is on there. He's always fun to watch. So there you have it. There's my post-fight show plus my thoughts on Cain. Until then, see ya.